Welcome to Paratalk Gateway. Special guest for Nicole using a self-belief for Moon Paranormal. Founded in 2021, Full Moon Paranormal combines historical research and scientific data collection, as well as the challenge of a psychic team members who try to get a complete picture of the activity going on at the location. They have passion for historic preservation and regularly raise funds for local historic places. They are also big believers in the concept of Paraunity and feel that all groups should work together and learn from one another. For the ado, let's welcome Moon Paranormal to the show. Hey guys, gals,
Thanks
Hey.
for
we're doing it again. She's like, hey
having us.
gals. Oh, already. I'm starting off already.
I like your
Yeah.
intro.
Yeah.
Sitting there backstage.
Actually,
I
I made that music.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I have a group I made called Mindless Obsessions, and I have like 4 albums out. That one's called Solarium. Um, yeah, I use Mixcraft to do it.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
It was
it's
good.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like bored 4 years ago, and I just started doing something to keep me busy. And I was
I like
trouble. Yeah, my wife calls me trouble all the time, so. I keep out of her hair. Out here, she's back rating, so works out pretty good.
good.
We're actually married for 22 years.
Wow.
This,
Wow.
this year.
Wow. That's
Congratulations.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's for my age. I turned 56 this year, so.
You turned
All right.
56?
Yeah, I turned 56 this year.
Happy birthday. We're
Oh,
getting
thank
up
you.
there.
Yeah. I never asked women their age. I never did that, but I never will. So, yeah, let's see it's on your Facebook profile. I don't know.
Let's
We'll
say
never
I
tell.
got ID Friday night, so
Oh, that's good though.
Did you really?
I did. Yeah, when we went to go see Lisa's husband's band.
That's funny. That's exciting.
No. Uh,
Here's
speaking of Facebook page, there was a QR code. If you see it in the corner, do
Mhm.
you see that QR code?
Yep.
If you that goes to your Facebook page, we scan
Oh,
it.
awesome.
So
Oh,
Cool.
that's cool.
Cool.
yeah. So
I
Very
do
all right,
love
and
good QR code. The back of our business card has them on there.
that's cool. Yeah, yeah. I had one with their picture on, but it took up the whole. Or so it took up the whole screen. So it has
Oh,
to it has a picture on there. See?
Hmm.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is pretty cool.
And thank you.
Yeah, thanks
Sure.
for sharing that.
Okay, okay, enough about me, guys. Gals. I
We answered
apologize. It's good. It's all
we,
right.
we answered it.
It
It's
doesn't
fine.
insult us. We're fine.
Yeah,
No, we're good.
All right.
guys, girls, rules, whatever.
I'm not cut off here. Only invite the investigation in the near future.
Yeah.
All right. Well, get around and introduce yourselves and like, want to tell us how you got started paranormal or was it experience you had or I mean, I'd say ladies first. What?
Stephanie, why don't you go? Because he hasn't heard yours
Um,
before. He's heard ours.
yeah, I was about 7, and my mom and I lived in a house, and we had more of what I would call poltergeist activity. Um, I won't go into detail about all of it. I'll just tell you the last night we were ever in that house, it was a Sunday night. They used to do the family Disney movie night, and we had just finished watching that movie. I cannot remember whatever Disney movie it was, but I remember seeing the credits rolling and hearing one of the doors upstairs slam. Now we only had 2 bedrooms and a bathroom upstairs. So my mom's like, stay down here. She went to go upstairs to check because she thought, maybe there was an intruder. Each door slammed and she kept checking each door. And finally, my door slammed again. And when she opened it to look, something slapped her right across the face
Ooh.
and then slammed the door in her face. And I will never forget my mother barreling down that staircase, hysterically crying and holding her face. She grabs me and keeps me tucked under her arm to go pack a bag real quick. And I had 2 cats, of course, at 7. I'm like, my cats, we can't leave my cats, So gathered up all the cat stuff too. We went to one of her friends' house that was out in the country. And as she was banging on the door and this woman opened it, she turned on the porch light. It was then that I saw the huge red handprint across my mother's face.
Wow.
And we never went back. That was our last night there ever. So, and that got me
Wow.
started in the paranormal. I always wanted to figure out what this was, why it targeted our family, what was happening to us. It kind of gave me PTSD for a little while. I had nightmares about it for years. And then I decided to start doing this on my own and moved to New York and met these fabulous ladies. So,
Ah.
Wow, that's a
Like,
story.
so, yeah, that's more ridiculous, right?
yeah.
Yeah, fortunate for me, I didn't have experiences like that.
Yeah.
Well, not until I started this one.
Yeah. I never. Stephanie, did you ever think you figured out what was going on as you've gotten older and processed it?
We did. My mom ended up doing a lot of heavy research on the house, and there was a woman that was brutally murdered there by her husband.
Wow.
Something to do with the dowry. So, it was really, really long time ago. So, we think it was probably that woman that was haunting the house.
You don't think it was the husband? Maybe he was abusive?
No, because the shadows that I would see were like very feminine looking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wow.
Wow, that's an intense story.
Yeah.
You can follow. I'm not following that one.
Great. I don't have anything cool. I have Charlie. I've always been interested in the paranormal literally as long as I can remember. My grandmother's house was haunted growing up. We had a spirit named Charlie. I don't know if that was his real name or just something somebody came up with, but you'd actually hear like a man coughing. And my grandmother, God bless her, she doesn't believe in ghosts, but she would tell us, oh, that's just Charlie. He choked on a chicken bone. That's how he died. So
Oh God.
normal, a normal everyday thing. When I was like 3 or 4, I supposedly channeled my great grandmother. While talking to my grandmother at that house. I don't remember it. I only know what people told me about it. But I was sitting there brushing my grandmother's hair, and then I start talking about how I used to do this when she was little, and a bunch of other things, and how it doesn't hurt to be cremated because you're not there anymore. It's just your body. So that was not something a 3 or 4-year-old would be talking about.
Not at all. Wow.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
So you do have some mediumship abilities.
I don't think so. I have nothing like that. Maybe little like 4-year-old Nicole did, but not anymore.
Young Nicole, 25-year-old Nicole is not interested.
Yeah, so Full Moon Paranormal, Lisa and Debbie actually started it. I was about to get tickets to their first public event at the Chance Theater, and they were actually looking for another investigator, so they brought me on, and that's how I got started with Full Moon 3-4 years ago at this point.
Wow. Yeah.
Right, Susan, you're up.
I'm up.
Yep.
Our house was an old school house and growing up. So, and my grandmother lived next door down the street. I say next door, but we lived in the middle of nowhere. And her house was from 1776. So we lived in an area where predominantly the homes were old. And our house was a schoolhouse my parents converted into a home. And the schoolhouse was from like the mid 1800s. And so we would have weird things go on. One time my sister and I were sitting home, and it always felt like when you would go to bed at night, everyone always says, oh, you're afraid of the boogeyman kind of thing. But you could feel like someone was in the room with you. And It always felt like they were right there. All of both my sisters and I would experience it, and we each had our own room. And at different times, we would have the same experience of feeling like someone was right there. My younger sister would hear someone breathing in her ear when she would sleep. So she spent a good part of her youth sleeping on the floor in my parents' room. Uh, Unbeknownst to her, one day my mother got holy water and blessed the room and said prayers, and she slept in her room from that point forward because the breathing stopped. So that same room that she had that happen in, about 2 years ago, I was sleeping in it, and I was laying on my side and I was going to sleep, and I felt someone take their hand and lightly go down my entire arm. And it didn't feel like, as a kid, that's scary, but as an adult, you're kind of like, oh, okay. You're just like saying, I'm here, good night. It felt very comforting. It didn't feel threatening. But as a kid, when you don't, it's scary. So my husband's house was up there. It's just a lot of energy is up there. And then I started getting into mediumship, and I was introduced to full moon. I went on an event of theirs and we had a lot of fun. And then they needed help. And a mutual friend of ours said, oh, there's an opening. And I talked with the girls and it worked out. And we've been having fun ever since. It's probably going on 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Everybody kind of joined.
Yeah, I had you guys on stick 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Been a long time. But I have a female spirit here for me. She might have followed me somewhere. It just shouldn't bother me that much. But I do protein shakes every day. And I had an empty bottle on the counter, and I were just washing out my mug or whatever. And I felt it hit the back of my leg and bounce. I looked at the protein bottle hit the back of the leg. I'm like, what the? Okay, it'll flat. A lot of nothing. I had stuff off the counter for, and that doesn't bother me. Yeah, and those you hear, a clear point to whatever, shit doesn't really bother me that much.
But it gets your attention, right? Like it gets your
Yeah.
attention. You go, whoa.
Yeah, I did something stupid, and I did AVP session at the last place I lived 2 years ago. I think she followed you here because at the old place, I was doing dishes, and then there was a hallway with the doorway opening through back to the hall, the bedroom, bathroom, and I saw her walk by. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I know you. So, you were talking about that the husband murdered his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's funny. It's just not funny. You should say that, but back 20 some years ago when I worked at in the graphic arts, I was real good friends with the girl. We hung out. One day we was just going to hang out, nothing serious. Just my husband. We got partied a little bit, and I came in on Monday. Her best friend came up to me, and she was crying. I'm like, "What are you crying for?" But she goes, SCP killed her. I'm like, what? He stabbed her to death on the kitchen floor. And when I get that, so we're really freaking out is we're doing residential cases in York, yeah. And we got one about 3 years as we started doing them. And yeah, down the basement talking to the owners, and they said about a story of a husband murder his wife in their kitchen. I'm like,
Oh,
God. I'm like, what do you know what his name was? And I said his name. She said, oh my God, that's it. So we investigated that place. We picked up some female voices, couldn't make out what they were saying. But that freaked me out. Like, holy. Oh,
Yeah. For us, like, because this was back in the really early 80s, it was shunned upon to talk about those things. So my
oh
mom
God,
didn't
yeah.
tell people. My mom was actually seeing a psychiatrist because she thought she was going crazy. And, the lady, thankfully, that she was seeing, wasn't afraid of these things and understood what she was going through, recommended a priest to come over, things like that. But it was like if you said anything about it in those days, you were labeled as totally off your rocker and probably needed a padded room or something. So a lot of stigma around it back in the day.
Yeah, and then with back then, we were frightened of the unknown, and
Hmm.
I think over the years, with more people getting into it, more people being in tune with it, we're willing to accept it overall.
Yep.
Uh,
There's still
how
some
much?
people out there that won't believe, which is fine,
Yeah. What is our feel without skeptics? Yeah.
Yep. It's definitely
Yeah.
more widely accepted now, though, with all the TV shows and the influencers doing
Yeah.
it. It's
Yeah.
it's more common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
now
we
that
have,
whole like spooky girl aesthetic is very trendy. So
yeah.
Yeah. And I've tried to. I have a podcast for 4 years now, so I try to get out. Um, Other kind of teams on with their experiences, and I have authors on, or just people who are just enthusiasts too, who want to come up and tell the stories.
Hmm.
Uh, uh,
We usually, when we encounter skeptics, we just, say, we just hope you keep an open mind. And, there are some out there that expect a ghost to just come up and walk in their face and be like, boo, I'm a ghost. But that's just not how that works. So
uh,
of course they're not going to believe, which again is fine. But like I said, we just want people to keep an open mind, and hopefully, there's at least something by the end of the night that they can't explain.
right. I think another thing with TV shows is that they are primarily they are for entertainment.
Yeah.
That entertainment value, that's how they make their money doing, and that people wouldn't watch it otherwise. But they don't realize that you only get the location and get absolutely nothing. And
Hmm.
then you come back, we had residential cases up, you ain't got nothing. We didn't find nothing here, sorry. And they kind of get angry. I'm like, what do you want to do, lie to you?
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
So,
much.
yeah.
With our public events, that happens a lot. We tell people we're like, we can't control it like trained monkeys. There's spirits. They're spirits of people. They don't perform on command.
Yep.
Yeah. I've had barking dogs and cat meows on my EV feeds before. Yeah.
Yeah. We've gotten a dog before on an EVP barking. That was
Yeah.
interesting.
I had a growl before too, but that wasn't fun. Cause
We
I
had a
heard
I
it
growl.
find the
too.
growls fun. I like those.
Yeah. I actually heard it there too, in my ear.
That's how it was with Lisa at that night at the Shanley on the third floor. She had like a
Yep.
real time EVP on that she was listening to, and she heard the growl in her ear. And then when you played it back, it was there, and she would not stay that night. She
Yeah.
would go home.
Yeah. I called Bill over and I said, "You got to hear this." He goes, "What?" I said, "So it's a growl in my ear." And so I did. I was setting my equipment up to go. I jumped. Like, what? I just hear that. Actually, it happened at the Haldeman Mansion in PA.
Mm.
Um, yeah, that
Hmm.
was. I didn't expect that. I get swore at a lot though. I pick it up.
Yeah.
I was called
Yeah.
a Metaphorarty.
Stephanie, you don't know anything about that, do you?
Not
Getting
at
sworn
all.
Yeah, the Shanley
I
spirits have
never.
foul
I,
mouths.
actually, we were actually at a old farmhouse out back. I had a spirit say, "I love you," picked up. So that might
Oh,
make up for it, maybe.
Yeah.
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 We
What do you
have
say?
one spirit at the Shanley that I absolutely love. He's a mafia hitman. I call him my ghost boyfriend. He calls me babe. He says I love you. I'll say, "Hey Joe, what room are you gonna haunt tonight?" And he says room 2. And all the guests are like, "Room 2, who's in 2? Who's in 2?" And I'm like, "That's my room." But other ladies, like the owner Kelly, he calls her the C word.
Oh, cute.
We've gotten a lot of get the F out. Like one night it was
Yeah.
so much at the Patcha house, just repeatedly, every EVP, every Phasma box session, everything was get the F out, get the F out. So we were like, oh, we're the GTFO gang now.
It's a residential case. We were down basement when I picked it up, and it said G damn administrator. That's what I said. Now, they're out there, so
Yeah.
They,
But I mean,
they
what
were
can you
they were on
say?
the earth at one time, right? Some
yeah,
of them have potty mouth.
yeah. That's they would want to be just as miserable.
We call ours the good old boys, you know, because they're
Oh
they're
yeah,
Irish mafia. You know, they're from the 20s through the 40s or 50s, so that's how they spoke.
Yeah.
And they're hanging out with each other. That was their
Yeah.
their
Oh, yeah.
casual time.
Well,
Yep.
the good old boys don't let do hazard. The good old boys never do no harm.
Not really.
Because you never watched Dukes of Hazzard. That's
Do
good.
no
That's
harm.
good before time. You're too young for that.
No, I've seen Hazard. It was on like TV Land, but I've seen it.
Yeah. Oh, Lordy.
I never got into Dukes of Hazzard. I was still watching Scooby Doo.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
Scooby Doo. I love Scooby Doo. I make up no more to eat my breakfast story and I'll Scooby Doo.
I want to do like a poll and see if everybody in the paranormal like Scooby Doo was their thing when they were younger. Like,
Oh, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
very common.
Scooby Doo, definitely.
I decided I was going to be Scooby Doo and like drive around a mystery machine.
It's funny. The last paranormal quest I went to, they had the Scooby Doo machine there, the mystery machine.
That's awesome.
That was hilarious. I didn't get a
I really
picture
wanted
of it before we
to
went. I was exhausted walking around all day. I squeezed on home. Yeah, they
My
had
sister
that.
had a
And,
Scooby-Doo lunchbox.
Ooh,
A metal lunchbox.
wow.
Yeah.
Back in the metal lunchbox.
Back, way
Yeah.
back.
I had a Star Trek. I had a Star Trek one.
I don't know what characters.
Mine
I'm
was
very
Snoopy.
disappointed.
I don't know.
Actually, no, I had a Space 1999 one. That was the early 60s, 70s show. I'm sure I'm my age now.
I know I had Rainbow Bright.
Oh, Rainbow Bright.
I'm trying
And
to
now
remember. I don't
Made a comeback.
Well,
Think of
strawberry shortcake. Strawberry
Yes.
shortcake.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I couldn't remember any characters, but it was a brand. It was Lisa Frank.
Lord.
Oh, that was the style. Lisa Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been 2 years since I've been at investigation. Do you have any memorable ones you want to talk about?
Oh, you guys want to talk about the trolley station?
I think the one from the other night was like excellent from what Susan and I were getting up in that room.
Oh,
We were kind of
yeah,
having
we can
fun
talk
with
about
it.
that too. The lake club. Yeah, that was
fun.
great. Kick it off.
Yeah.
What did you guys get? And then because we didn't really compare notes too much on that.
I don't think we did,
No.
All right, so let's hear. What did you guys get up there?
Start, Steph, and then I'll join in.
I was waiting for you to start. All right.
First.
Immediately we picked up on the man that likes to sit by the window and
Yeah.
and people watch, but he's very like old timey and you know, I had, you know, we had our Victorian style dresses on and I had my jeans on underneath with my chapstick and my tissue in my pocket. So I would lift up my whole dress to grab my chapstick or my tissue out of my pocket and I could like hear this guy like in my third eye going, that's not ladylike. That's not appropriate. Women don't hike their dresses. And I'm like, well, this is how it's going to be because I only have pockets in my jeans, you know? And even just walking down the stairs, leaving the attic area, I'm like, I don't walk ladylike when I'm in like those thick-toed boots. So I'm like clomping down the stairs and I'm hearing like, that's not ladylike either. Take smaller strides, walk a little more dainty. And I'm sitting there cracking up hearing this stuff. And Susan's kind of picking up on the same bits that he's, yeah, this was definitely not how ladies acted back in the day. So it just, that sort of thing just cracked me up.
Yeah, he was definitely like, be ladylike, be more reserved, more conservative. But he
at
was
the
a very
same time,
nice
it didn't
guy.
seem. It's like at the same time, even though I wasn't being ladylike, it's like he wasn't like upset about it.
No. And you were being ladylike. You just were not being ladylike considering Victorian times, like the 1800s, the era, right? You were, and I think that's probably, he gets that, I think, to some degree, all right? Like, it's not the way, it's like talking to your grandmother, right? Like her expectations of behavior is different than yours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. You should have said to me, you should have dressed other than your overalls. How about that?
Yeah.
See what he would have thought about that. Yeah.
One of the women did mention, she's like, well, I'm wearing pants. She's like, I'm wearing pants. I'm not even in a dress, which would have been very unheard of.
Yeah. Yeah.
We didn't get much activity on the equipment up there, but the dowsing rod session we did was amazing because we had a guest who was actually he does reenactments in Gettysburg, and he was dressed in period clothing, and whoever was upstairs was a military man. So I was doing the dowsing rods, and the man was standing next to me, and he would ask a question and it would go crazy. And he's throwing out all of these terms like, oh, the 4th Regiment, 3rd Regiment, this battalion, that. And I don't even know what these mean, so I couldn't fake it if I tried. And anytime he would hesitate to think about a question, the rods pointed to him immediately. Like, hello, keep going. So that was really
They
cool.
made a connection.
Yep, because of the military.
Yep.
And he knew. And I did find, I don't know if it's the same person, but I did find someone with that name who passed in France or who fought in France, had a Purple Heart, like all of these things that he was asking about.
Wow.
From the area we were in?
He was from Buffalo, I think. But it's still an odd coincidence that he had the same name, first and last name. He served in the military in the same year as we got. He had a Purple Heart. He was injured in France. He fought in Germany. Like, all of these things matched up with this person. I don't know what the connection is.
Yeah.
If
Right,
there
there's
is,
got to be some connection.
but just a weird coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Or is the connection to someone that was there and they're not even aware of the connection?
It could be.
Yeah.
Or, it could be a portal situation too. Like,
right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. It could be somebody attached to him that just tagged along for the night.
Yeah, could be.
All right.
Who knows?
Yeah. With the investigation in Gettysburg at their breakfast, it's right where they fought off the battlefield plays down. And their barn was used as a Civil War hospital. And I guess the names that they gave down, I did do an EP session in their barn. And we were in there, I said, is there anybody here? Gave your name. About 30 seconds later, I hear Rebecca. So I stuck with you, and that's one of the names there. So I picked up Rebecca. So, yeah, those places, you're at the guesswork. Oh my God, it is an awesome place to go.
Yeah.
I mean, just that one day on the battlefield, I'm there in York, PA for my life until 8 years ago. I moved out of Ohio. And we went there a lot to walk around and take pictures, do EP sessions. And we got some stuff there. So.
That place is on my list still.
You haven't been yet?
No, I haven't been.
It's beautiful. It really is a beautiful area.
Yeah.
Are you going to come to the bash this year?
Well, I don't know.
Why?
Are we going to the bash?
We always go to the bash. Are you coming to the bash?
I
have to
can.
check
I
out.
just need it, mark it in my calendar
What's the-
ahead of time.
What's the day of it?
It's
Is it the
missed-
27th?
July.
I missed it so fast. I was kind of
Is it
upset.
the 27th?
It's the end of July. Let's see. It is July 25th to the 7th.
All right. Because that's the same time was last 2 years ago.
Mhm.
I'm gonna mark it down because we're gonna probably get back to New York this year. So I'll try to meet you guys again.
Yeah, definitely.
And figure
It's
out.
lots of fun.
Hmm.
I mean, if you guys want to, we can hang out, go have a drink or something.
Yeah.
We're having a drink the whole weekend. So anytime you hang out with us, we're having a drink.
What you guys get a hotel right there?
Yeah,
Yes.
we stay at the hotel where the event
And,
is.
oh, really? In the same building?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
We take Gettysburg very seriously, and my co-host from Alienate UK, Andy's coming,
Oh, he
and
is?
he's been inviting every guest we've had on the show. So we're gonna have a big old party. So we definitely have to do that this year.
They all bring a lot of booze. What do you like? What the bottle wine? What do you scotch? Do you like?
Oh, I do cheap, bubbly, and very sweet.
Okay.
Stephanie, me too.
Yeah,
Chardonnay. Give
my
me a nice
fish-
Chardonnay.
Yeah. All right, I'll keep it in mind. I'll talk to the wife. She has to try it anyway, so I can,
Right.
Uh,
Well, when you spend the night, you don't have to worry about it because no one's driving.
after
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
we got my drawing.
Exactly.
It's definitely a vibe.
Yeah. Get trashed at the bash.
But it's all in good fun, everybody's hanging out, chatting,
Yeah.
having a good time, talking paranormal, talking not paranormal. It's a really great way to make all kinds of connections. Meet some awesome
Yeah, it is. That's that. Well, I was sitting there during that a talk with those guys. I looked over and I think it was Lisa. Look at me. She goes, Scott. So, oh my God. I said, how are you having them on podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, son.
That's Lisa. You can't bring her anywhere. She knows everyone.
Yeah, but I wish some of you guys remember me. I think I knew she did. So, that's fine. I'll definitely try to get there this year.
Definitely.
That'd be fun. So, I'm sorry I missed this year, but we couldn't go this year because everything. My wife's been out of work because she's been having eyes issues, so she can't drive now.
Yeah. It's better to take it easy and
Yeah, that's what
Heal
I'm going to do. I think I'm going to take March and April off coming up. Got booked last in February now. All right, guys, any other places to talk about? I mean,
let's talk about the trolley station because that was kind of cool.
Okay.
There. We were at an old trolley power station, and we were just doing a private investigation, just the team. And we were in this one where the man who works there said he felt very uncomfortable. His whole personality changed since he started working in that room. And we're doing an EVP session. And all of a sudden, we're hearing banging on the door outside. There's movement, there's banging. So that we're thinking there's a person there because they did warn us that homeless people try to get in. We looked out the windows. There was nobody there. They thought I was going to try to open the door.
Like, don't open it.
But
She's like, well,
that
there's somebody there. We're
that
like,
was wild.
don't open it. If there is somebody, we don't want them in here.
Well, and remember up on that one of those floors too. What was it? Something fell off the ledge too. What was that? The flashlight?
Flashlight.
Yeah.
That
Flashlight.
was
We had,
cool.
yeah, we
Yeah,
had
that
a
was a
mag
great
light up on
catch.
the ledge, and we were live on TikTok and live on YouTube, and all of a sudden, like the mag light just goes rolling off the ledge, and it was level. And
Mhm.
we tried to debunk it. Lisa went over there and stomped. We went up and down the stairs, and that thing didn't move.
Yep.
So that was a little crazy
That
too.
was great. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was
What's
a
better
really good catch.
Our reaction on the live was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
We were so excited.
It's really funny when we get something good because we're like, I swear we're professionals, so we keep it calm. And then something happens, and we're like,
Yeah.
Not out of fear, but out of excitement. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you're like, do it again.
Yeah, that's so cool.
We had flashlight hit the floor side we do and scared the shit out of me. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
a
that
great
was a
one.
good night. Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Anytime something physically moves,
Oh,
You guys
it's a
like-
bonus. Oh god,
Yeah.
that's I mean, nothing else happens that night. You could do.
Mhm. Yep. Yep. We're
I think
always
we did
hoping
get
just for that little beautiful piece of evidence that shows that there is somebody intelligent or something intelligent in the vicinity that we can't see, that we're trying to understand. It's always amazing.
and you
Yeah, it
kind of get a little
doesn't get old.
desensitized to the equipment. Like, oh, the REM pod went off. Oh, the REM pod's going off again. But like when something moves by itself,
Yeah.
like I can't explain that.
Yeah. Not that we're not thankful when a REM pod goes off.
We are, but you
So
know,
any
after doing
spirits listening,
Yes, we appreciate all of it.
we
do.
do.
But if you could roll that flashlight once in a while more often, wow.
But you know, it's like with anything else. You do it so often or so long, and you're like, okay, cool, the REM pod's going off. That's awesome. But other people who come to our events are like, oh my god, the REM pod's going off.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
part of the fun of doing the events is seeing people's reactions to it. It
All right.
kind of brings a lot of excitement back to it.
Yeah.
Did
It
you
was
guys
nice the
ever-
other night too, because one of the ladies that was there, she's never been on an investigation or anything like that. And she's like, this is amazing. And I was like, it's not like it is on TV, is it? And she goes, no, it's completely different. She expected to be like scared at every turn, but she's not. She was really thoroughly enjoying herself and learning about the spirits and how to properly communicate with them. So it's always amazing whenever, somebody new like that comes along and they can learn something and get something out of the investigation itself.
All right.
Yeah, because we
And
had a
when-
nice conversation upstairs with these spirit energies that were upstairs in the attic. And we just had a really nice conversation going. And it was very
Mhm.
casual and getting to know them and sharing
Yep.
information about us. Nothing like television,
Yeah.
And
The
my
rat-
favorite
you know.
though is when the husbands come and they just bring their wives who want to come and they don't believe in any of it. But at the end of the night, they end up being the biggest believer. They're like, but how did that do that? What's going on?
Yeah.
What? The spirit was talking to us. I'm like, yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
The
Yeah.
intelligent responses.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing to get is video evidence. And
Yeah.
over the many years, we got the best video evidence 3 years ago. We went to Post-Town Elementary School. You ever heard of that?
Mm-mm.
Post-Town Elementary School. They were taking me around in the wheelchair. Around back and forth, and we put up in the gymnasium like it's so safe. Yeah, you guys there, you saw the basketballs they had on the floor and stuff, and they don't bounce much at all, but they set stuff up and with the camera pointing down, rolling while we were up downstairs, and 2 guys stood upstairs, said they escort upstairs at all. They had the basketball in the middle of the floor that they put on that wheelchair. Well, we caught that ball flat off that chair and walked across the floor. We caught that video.
Oh.
So
Mhm.
I'll send you guys that clip after the show. So
That's
That's
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
I find like sometimes we're just enjoying the moment so much ourselves that we're not recording, because
Mhm.
it's like everything. When you're recording, you kind of are not in the moment if you're watching the recording. And sometimes we're like, oh, was anybody recording? Because we're
Yes.
just so enjoying ourselves and being in the moment that we really should record like every moment.
Yeah. That's why I like doing the lives, because a lot of times you just like leave them running and it's recording the whole time, so you can go back if something's happening.
If
Yeah.
something
You
happens,
don't
it
really
just kind of
think about it.
catches it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like
I
a
have,
lot of spirits are like shy whenever it comes to recording and stuff. I can't record anything in Joe's room. Other people can, but I can't. So
Well, that's your
I don't know what
private
that's
moment.
about, but it's like the
oh,
camera shy.
you got a boyfriend.
I do.
I mean, how would you feel if somebody was recording your dates, Stephanie?
Okay. All right. When you put it that way, it makes total sense.
He doesn't want to say what he has to say to you on camera.
Well, funny thing is too, he won't answer any mafia related questions while I'm in that room.
Oh, he doesn't want to change your opinion of him.
Or maybe the girlfriend isn't supposed to know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Funny.
There's an
Mhm.
interesting dynamic there.
Yeah.
But it does seem like a lot of them, they don't really care for being recorded. So,
Well,
Yeah.
because
and the
that's
best
part
stuff
of their
happens when
thing.
you're not recording.
Well,
Right.
another thing I pick up a lot is has happened. We all have. We communication. First thing I do is say, "I'll record, start recording." Not gonna
Mhm.
set stuff up and then type rolling. I pick a lot of stuff up when I'm just doing that. And sometimes we'll take a break. This I've been doing that. We talk about our lives back and forth, and we pick up a conversation too between.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
you can sit there sometimes and just, you know,
Yeah, just take it all in.
yeah. It's like,
I've
Just
done
sit
that.
there and see what
I just sit there with
happens.
a spirit box, and I'm not asking any questions. I'm just letting them talk, and you can hear like just chatter like it would if you were just
Mhm.
walked into a room where there were a couple people standing there.
yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I
Kelly
had
said
that.
there was one night in particular that they were in the seance room and spirits were not answering them at all. But she said it was because we often do hear them have conversations between each other. But she said it sounded like an actual mafia meeting with possibly Beatrice Shanley being the lead, because they were hearing a female running the show saying things like, we don't need him, counterfeit money, stuff like that. And then you hear like it's almost as if a man came in from afar and he goes, "Hey, Beatrice." So they just kind of sat and just listened to this whole little conversation, this meeting go on. So it's like
That's
being a fly on
interesting.
the wall.
Yeah,
I
that's
think that's really
interesting.
cool with that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's very interesting.
Mhm.
They do ignore us sometimes.
Well, I'm sure, especially at places like the Shanley that, investigations are going on all the time. Like,
Yeah.
you probably get a little tired of it. They're just like, I don't feel like telling somebody what my name is 17 times tonight or
I
how
know.
old I am. It's the same questions, but we get good
Yeah.
responses when we ask weird questions.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's like, guess that first time I was picked up with a girl on our ADPs. And also I had a girl whisper in my ear. I was in the teacher's room by myself. And everybody else out at the hall, they had problems with one of the lights for fixing. I was by myself in the room. And I heard a slam. Sounds like a locker slam. It was so freaking loud. I jumped. And I wasn't saying anything. And then about 5 minutes later, the girl yells downstairs, "Are you talking?" I was like, "I haven't said anything for like 5 minutes sitting here." "You said something." I said, "I didn't say anything." I said, "You guys didn't hear that bang?" So I went back on to pick up the whisper and the bang of that so loud. I picked up with your feet. Well, so stuff I heard, they didn't hear in this picture.
Yeah.
So
Right.
That's because it was probably just meant for you.
Do you think I'd be a phantom noise? Yeah.
Could have been, or like I said, it could be just something that only you were meant to hear. Like Susan and I up in the attic that night, we both heard a piano being played.
Yes.
There's no piano.
We
There
heard
was
a man talking up there. That was crazy attic.
That was
Yeah,
And
it was.
funnily enough, with the Phasma box, we're standing on one side of it, and a couple women are standing on the other side of it, and they're hearing completely different things than we're hearing.
wow.
Like both of
that's
them
cool.
are corroborating what each other's saying. They're like, "Yeah, we heard this, and we're like, "We didn't hear that. We heard something completely different." So
That is wild.
yeah.
Something when I was coming back, I was alone on the first floor, and I was walking back, and I was passing their like the top of the basement steps, and on the way past it, first walking past, I had seen their cat, and as I walked back past this spot, something made this like guttural kind of growl. Like it didn't sound like an animal growl, a traditional like growl, but some kind of like something like trying to almost get my attention, obviously, and seem like a little scary. But and I turned around and I looked, and I'm like, it didn't sound like a cat. Like a cat couldn't make that sound, but the cat was nowhere. There was nothing there, and I heard it with my ears. Like it wasn't in my head. It wasn't a psychic or mediumship type of thing. It was clear and loud in my ear, and I was like, wow. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was cool. When you hear it with your ear, you go, that's impressive.
Well, I had that same thing at Alderman Mansion when I was setting up. There's spirits of a girl and a boy, and the girl's name was Hannah. And I couldn't introduce myself, and it was my first time there, setting up in her bedroom. And I'm setting up. I always talk a lot. People think crazy. Walk in and start talking to everybody. So is Jacob here? Is that Hannah here too? And I heard, mm-hmm. And I picked that up and recorded.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that was one of the first times I heard audibly and picked up also on recorder.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that's called. Do you guys know? If you hear
when you get it both, when you hear it,
hear and pick it up. Is the audible EP or something like that? I can't remember what it's called.
There is a term, but I don't know what it is.
I've
heard it before, but I don't recall what it is.
Yeah.
Can't remember. Yeah.
That's cool. When you hear it with your ear, you're like, it's like seeing it with your eyes. It's not your like when you see it in your mind's eye, it's one thing, but when you see it right there or you hear it, it's a whole nother experience.
And I consider myself fortunate enough to, over the years, we all picked up more senses and stuff. I'm more empath now than I ever was. So I mean, I must have decided to go in and start crying right away. I had to come back out because that's the way I felt, and but yeah, over the years, I mean, I have vivid dreams and I feel like I've already astral projected already too.
Wow,
that is freaky. I mean,
it's trippy, isn't it?
I'm a god. When it first happened, like it's just weird. It's always in so far it's just a field I'm in. It's like almost the golden rods or whatever, the golden whatever.
Yeah, the golden rod.
Up overhead. I look I see a big snowy mountain, and I'm like, then I'm up and I come back down again. And every time I wake up, I'm like swinging out to the left or right, and like. It was scary at first. I'm up and down. I'm like, well, I felt weird. And so, yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah. I did it once by accident. Scotty, the New Jersey medium, he's wonderful. He had he came to the Shanley one night, and I was like, I am so blocked. I said, all of my readings are being blocked. Like, I can't hear the spirits. I can't see them. What's going on? And you know, we were heading to bed, and we were both in the gentleman's quarters, and he was at one end and I was at the other. And he goes, try this app, you know, that I've got. This is how I go and communicate and meditate and things like that. Tell me which, you know, because it's got little settings on there. I happened to pick the astral one just out of the blue. And I remember thinking that I was dreaming, that I floated over to him and I kind of kicked the bed and I was like, Scotty, do you see me? I did it. And he goes, yeah, you're doing a great job. And next morning I wake up, I'm like, wow, that was totally trippy dream. I go out, you know, to make the coffee, and Scotty comes out, and I'm like, oh my God, Scotty, that I had a crazy dream about you. And he goes, let me tell you first, it wasn't a dream, but go ahead. And I told him what happened. He goes, you literally astral projected over to my bed and woke me up to tell me that you were doing it. And I was like, oh my God, you know, so, but I haven't been able to do it since. So
Did you use the setting again?
I've tried to do it again, but I can't seem to do it like on purpose. So
Do you think maybe you're like in your head about it now? You're like, oh, now I know what happened. Like you kind of block yourself from it.
I wouldn't mind like just kind of floating around the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ghosts, you know,
See,
I don't know.
You could go
With me,
home and check on your daughter.
with me, I went to a different location and I thought, you know, but I just bought a book called Astral Projection. I'm going to read, try to get a hang on it, because I have very lucid dreams too.
Yeah. Lucid dreaming is way easier for me to do that.
And
that's how
that's,
I'm able to like see a lot of them, like an actual, like their full figure, their faces and stuff like that. So
it's like,
yeah.
I tell people, it's every night for me. It's exhausting because I
It
wake
can
up.
be, yeah.
It's like you're living another life.
Yep.
And you wake up to this. I'm like, if you want something so freaking tired all the time, I'm like, so I try to nap when I can during days and stuff, but
yeah,
it is.
definitely.
I want to know how to stop it if I wanted to.
I stop it by shutting down before I go to bed. I totally shut down before I go to bed because I was up all night long, listening to conversations, help like, and people with me. And it was exhausting. And I would wake up exhausted and just shut down, totally shut down. Be like, you know, somebody told me once they put up like a picture of the top of your head, the flap, and shut it. And they had like a little sign that would pop up and say like gone fishing, you know, like closed, and really really focusing on that so that you get a solid night's sleep.
Yeah. Amy Perry Brock said there's two other ways. Like she said, they're like light switches. You physically turn them on and you physically turn them off. Or it's like you're putting a hat on to cover it up and taking the hat off. So, or like you can do a dimmer. If you want to dim down your abilities, you can dim it down and you can turn it up.
Because you have to sleep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I also get visit from my different.
Yeah.
A lot.
Those visits you don't mind.
No, because the one guy was a best friend of mine. He died like he's probably going 13 years on me, but we was hanging out a lot, and he died from cancer. I think he was died 52 years old. There he died. Yeah, I see him a lot and talk to him, and it's like it's freaky because you stand there, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, oh, I thought you were dead, type of thing, and he like look at me, and like about 2 or 3 seconds later, I either wake up or. But another one I had is like my friends that grew up with, I used to hang out with the guy, they're best friends with mom, dad, they'll across the street, they could with gardens a lot. And we used to build stuff, computers and that kind of stuff together. And he passed away, and he came visit me. Because I had a feeling that something's going on, and right after I got a call from the lady, the wife of him, I, he visited me, and then I woke up. And then she passed away like 6 months later, and she visited me too. So I'm like,
Wow,
That's kind of cool."
Yeah.
that is very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I
My
jumped in with
best
my
friend's
grandma.
father does that too. And I'll pass on the message, whatever it is. I'll call her. She's still in Alaska, so I'm like, hey, your dad came. Let me tell you what he said.
Yeah. I think I can't tell what they're saying, because I guess the movement does, but I can't hear what they're saying now.
It's not even that you have to like hear them talking. It's like you're having a psychic connection with them. So there's an implied knowledge of what they are telling you without moving their mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I've had other people that do the same thing as I do, and they're like, yeah, it's like you don't even see their mouths moving, but you know what they're saying. So I would say pay attention to the surroundings, pay attention to what they're doing and what you're seeing with them. And that's probably just part of the message there.
Or
Okay.
feeling, just what you feel.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of times it's a feeling that you'll have, and trust
Yeah.
that feeling because that's
Well,
their message.
I don't think because they're smiling. I can see it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw that they're okay, which is
Yeah.
weird because she will believe in astrology for stuff, and I always have. If she was dying, she died. That's it. But I never thought. I thought there's another, you know, plane of existence or whatever. Because it's not. Because my grandpa, he was in the hospital and he was on his deathbed. He was about ready to pass, and um, he had this dog he loved, and that stuff there would look at dogs, and he was like almost out of it until the end. And my mom said that she saw him pass, and when he passed, it just was a smile. His eyes were smiling, so he saw something
Yeah.
before he passed.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. He was aware of something that the
yeah.
transition.
Hmm.
That's which is pretty amazing, right? That the dogs, that animals can see what we can't see or sense what we can't sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
They're
You
so
gotta
beyond
wonder
us in some ways.
what they're staring at all the time. They're like staring off into space. Like,
Oh,
what are you
Yeah.
seeing that we're
what?
not?
It's also
Yeah.
the same pair for cats too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or babies. Babies do the same thing, right? They're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah, when
totally
she was little,
mesmerized.
she would be
Yeah.
talking up a storm in her crib, like laughing.
Oh,
Like, who are you talking to?
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My
Yeah.
niece's little girl the other day, she kept waving. She's like, "Who are you waving to?" She was waving at someone across the room, and there was no one there. She took a video of it.
Because they don't know the difference. They're like, I'm supposed to wave when I see someone, and I see
Right.
someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sad that a lot of, people lose it as they get older.
It is.
It
Oh,
really
yeah.
is
Yeah.
sad
Yeah.
that we do.
It's a shame, but
I often wonder what's that point? Like, where is that point that they lose it though? What happened, or did something happen in particular that made them lose it? Like, is it like that, or is it like a gradual thing, or you know what I mean?
Or is it just like, the object permanence kind of thing? It's like, and then you kind of realize that as you get a little older that, like, okay, even if you can't see this, it's still here. So it kind of
Mhm.
shapes
all right.
your reality.
Yeah.
And
So
I think it's because
they
I think it's because
learn.
they're so busy learning. Like we're so
Mhm.
focused on the present and putting so much information into their head, right? So much so many, everything has to be tactile, has to be things they can see, and we don't encourage that. What do you feel? They don't stay open to it because they don't have time to,
or
Yeah,
because they're
like,
so
learn.
busy.
This is a
yeah.
real person. This is what a human person looks like. Whatever this is, I don't know what it is, so I'm gonna, forget about that.
Or
Right.
it's like taping over an old recording.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
They're just
Yep,
so
and
busy
they
living life and trying to
yeah,
grow that a lot of them just
yeah.
shut it down.
And it was also stressful too. I mean, for anybody. I mean, for kids growing up, and
Yeah.
But even the
nowadays
kids that
it's
pass away,
horrible.
they forget them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Because
As they get older.
especially when they get to teenage years, all pressure put on, and
Hmm.
it's a shame. But yeah,
And you have to think like a kid, like what's important to them.
Yeah.
yeah,
Not the afterlife or anything like that. What's important is, what's happening on Friday night and who texted who and who likes
yeah,
who. They're just
yeah.
not interested.
Yeah.
But then you
So
get
they're
to
not
stage
paying
reverse the
attention to it.
nurture thing. Because
Uh,
if you have a kid and you support that and you encourage that, are they going to most likely grow up with, psychic abilities?
uh, or it's like, Billy loves me, not you. That kind of couple one. I mean, it thought it started with bullying, and I can't stand that.
Yeah.
We do get some kids at the hotels sometimes though. Like we've got a group of like 15-year-old girls. They've been going there for like 3 years now in a row. And they are amazing investigators. They catch really great class A EVPs and stuff.
Isn't that
They
cool?
get good responses from the spirits. Like they're better than a lot of adults that I've seen come through there. They're amazing for their age, really. And it's something they're really totally into.
That's cool.
Yeah.
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 It's
We had
nice
a
that they
couple
have
of
each
kids in
other
the
too.
Holland House.
Yes.
A couple of
Yeah.
kids there and they did
Yeah.
really well.
It's nice
Yeah.
to get people involved, kids and stuff. 'Cause I want to take my son, um, when he was younger. We first started off, back when he was like 5 or 6. He wanted to do it along, so we got to wait a little while. Yeah, once we started, he didn't want to go. He likes to play computer games and that stuff. But right now he's in college right now, so
Yeah, I think it my daughter, I think it kind of because she's been on a couple of our investigations and has seen and heard stuff, and it makes her at times she's like, whoa, like this is not a joke, this is real. You don't know who you're talking to, Mom. You don't
Yeah,
know if they're
we
you think
don't.
everybody's nice. You talk to
yeah,
everybody in line at the supermarket, and now you talk to any spirit who wants to talk to you.
Oh, that's
yeah,
funny. It's
Well, you
true.
don't want to be rude.
Right? I'm like, well, it's just she's like, you don't know who you're talking to. They might not all be nice.
No, but if they're not nice, we shut it down pretty quickly. We're like, nope, we're not going to use that language. We're
That's
not
all
going to talk
yeah,
to you.
yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
Like when they're like,
yeah.
demon, we're like, you're not a demon, and I'm not going to talk to you.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if you want
Yeah.
to pretend you are, we're not interested.
Yep.
Potty mouth.
Yeah.
Yes. I know.
I know when I first started at the Shanley, everybody's like, there's a demon in the basement. There's a demon in the basement. He shuts all the other spirits down and won't let them talk. I got down there and I saw he's a very big man. And I was like, you're not a demon. You're just a bully. And I really called him out. And now we're kind of like besties. Like, he's like, oh, this chick is okay.
She's not
I
going to put
just
up
buy
with
him
my
booze.
nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's got to put up with my questions and crappy curtsying, and I got to put up with his pretending to be a demon sometimes. He's pretty funny. He's a big playful guy. So he cracks
Do you
me
have
up.
name? Do you have
Yeah,
name for him?
He likes to be called Your Majesty, but his name is
Oh my
actually Charlie.
God,
Yeah.
Cute.
Lordy,
Oh, that's funny.
that is funny.
He cracks me up all the time.
That is funny.
I like when spirits have a sense of humor. Where was it? We were in
Yeah.
Massachusetts at some town hall, and the spirit in the basement in the jail cell was telling fart jokes.
Yes, absolutely was.
We're trying to get like some serious information, like what's your name? What were you in jail for? Now he's telling fart jokes.
Yep. And wasn't
I
that
love
one
it.
where we had a kid downstairs with us, and so that kid was just thrilled.
Uh,
That was fun.
We had the investigation in New York of the Paul Meyer Historical Museum, and they had their Jack Phillips store, and um, they actually I'm wrong. Back up. This is actually at a prison in New Jersey, and it had a room that had a hot rock canoe that I guess the Indians use or whatever. And so there were girls that played along for that, and they sent the EP back to us, and they said we're in the room with the boat, and they came back and said no shit. I'm like,
Wow.
well, okay. Well, we were rude about it.
I love it when they play around and they joke around too. I mean, I've
Yeah,
seen a
it's
lot of
fun.
people going, if you're out there laughing and joking around, you're not serious paranormal investigators. I'm like, I'm sorry, but our spirits have a sense of humor and they like to joke. They like to play with us and we find it funny, you know? So are we supposed to just shut all the funniness down and just be totally serious? I mean, if we did that, none of us would be in this field in the first place because it wouldn't be any fun to do.
Right.
So
Yeah.
why not
And I
have
mean,
fun while you're doing it?
And
they're
who do you
people.
want to talk to? Like,
Right,
if
why
you go
not?
in the room and everybody's like, what is your name? How old are you? How did you die? Like, I'd rather go to people are telling jokes and laughing and having a good time.
Yes.
Yeah, we have fun. No,
Who was it?
yeah, we're back at the store museum. With the girls over there. The same girls came along for that one, and I have this program. It's a ex paranormal detector. I have on my computer. If it gets a reading, if you have a set on, it goes, like they'll email, and they're in the other room, and it's just her and her mom, and she was like, Mom, what's that? She goes, I'm scared, I'm getting scared. So she goes, do you want to go? She goes, we can't leave. They locked us in. I said, no, you didn't. So we came down there, and another girl who was with them, they said they heard noise upstairs. I'm like, they took off. They left. They were down the road by the time we got down there. And we called the way home. We told her what. I feel so bad about that, though. Uh,
You
I
scared
have
them.
rolled. Yeah, I have that often turned off now when I use it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
makes sense.
it's pretty neat. It's called Paranormal Detector.
I'll have to check it
Um,
out.
yes,
Yep.
it's on a site called ExtremeSenses.com. So
Mm-hmm.
if you get the pro version, throw out words and stuff, and you can ask the questions and stuff, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, that's Extreme Senses is who puts the Phasma box out.
Yep,
I was just thinking
I
that.
have.
So everyone has
I,
one.
I have I have the Phasma boxes on my computer and another Echo something.
Okay. Because I remember they have the regular Phasma box that we normally use, and then they have like this Optium, something like that, where
Yeah,
it also like they're able to like draw a picture on the screen as
Oh,
well,
that's
which
cool.
is really
yeah,
weird.
yeah,
And they have a new one I'm seeing, a Prisons ITC application.
Oh.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. They're around $20. It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. That's
Yeah.
probably going to
As
be
long as you have the
cheapest
tablet for it.
equipment you're going to get. Mm-hmm.
Right. I don't. What kind of tablet do you get for that? 'Cause
I
Windows.
got a little Toshiba one. It was like $35 on eBay. Just a little, because it's small, but the little Toshiba one, and it has the Windows 8.2 on it because that's what I needed at the time. So it worked just fine. I
wow.
don't use it for anything else except Phasmabox, though.
Mm-hmm.
My laptop
I
broke, but I had a little tiny laptop like a 2-in-1 laptop PC or laptop tablet that I used.
Yeah, I have to see about doing that because the
Mhm.
just carry everything.
Yeah, you can find some, refurbished ones on eBay for pretty cheap. So
I'll have to look at that.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. Definitely.
I
Cool.
think it's the Toshiba Encore.
Here's that down. I got my
Basically,
notepad
you have
here.
something that runs Windows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the big thing because a lot of the little cheap tablets are
Yeah,
Android.
and you can't use those. What do they use for Amazon Kindles?
Hmm.
You need for an SLS too, the Windows
Yep.
tablet.
Oh, good. Okay. How much does the SLS for that cost?
The S.
I mean,
Well, there's the
depends on
SLS
the
and the XLS, and
The
the XLS
SLS
is supposed to be like the upgrade.
Mhm.
Oh, you want to do that? It would piss me off. I thought about getting another piece of equipment. So I went to the Good Center store, and I saw they have this detector now that it plays music whatever your MP3. It was
Mhm.
on sale for $20. I'm all right. I'll get that because Mark's half down. From, yeah, they're special one now, and so I go to check out. Do you know I still want to ship that? $17.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like it's almost cost the thing I'm getting.
Yeah.
I went back to picture about it. I think the thing not even weighed a couple pounds. I'm like, what the hell, dude?
Hmm.
Yeah, I got a camera from it a couple years ago. It was all right. I don't get a thing anymore. So I think was it the Toshiba?
Toshiba Encore.
Okay. The Windows load on it.
Yeah, make sure there's Windows 10 on it.
Okay. Encore. Because I'm looking to get a first present. A Windows 10 load on it. Okay, so um, I have if I have my external tech loaded on a computer, I should be able to load a tab, right? Should be able to, right?
As long as it has Windows on it, it should be fine.
Okay, all right. So, what was the name of XLS?
So there's the SLS, which is the old version, and the new version is the XLS.
And
You
where'd you
you
get
can
it?
buy them. You can buy them like all set up and stuff, like on some of the buy sell paranormal groups. But honestly, I found it quite a bit cheaper just for me to do it myself when
Right,
I did my
right.
SLS. I think the most expensive part that I ended up getting was the the battery because it needed to be a laptop battery.
Those are
Okay.
those are crazier things because the Connect sensors you can get for like $20.
Yeah, yeah.
Because everybody has them laying around.
Yep.
All right. Okay, where'd you get that from?
I
SLS?
bought the stuff on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just
Amazon,
the different
eBay.
parts that we needed.
Okay.
Yeah, you can watch it on YouTube. They have like a ton of tutorials and everything.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
saw it before. Cool. All right. That's awesome. Excuse me, I'm fighting a cold.
I think everybody is.
That
It's
time you
going
are.
around.
I was sore throat for the last 5 days.
Yeah,
So I was
going
a little
around.
rusty. Yeah, I know.
Got to shake it before the holidays.
Yep.
Yeah. I think we're going to stay home for Christmas.
It's nice. I stay home too. Love it.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
It's nice and relaxing instead of rushing around and
Right. Because she wants to go away, and I'm like, I'm going to make a roast and,
There you go.
for us.
perfect.
Yep.
Perfect. Stay in your pajamas, eat your roast, and watch TV.
Oh, my pajamas now. I'm my pajamas now.
I'm gonna go get in pajamas after this.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure. I wear the shirt as soon as I'm done. I take it off for next week. Uh, you guys are fun to have on. Sure. And hopefully we get to eat something next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We just had some stuff going on
I'm
today.
sorry about. I'm sorry about husband. I hope he's all right. Everything goes well. Tell us I'm praying for him. So,
We'll
Oh,
do.
thank you. Yeah.
yeah.
still appreciate that.
Yes,
Just-
and we'll definitely have to get together to investigate soon.
Oh yeah, I'll try to see if guys put me. Do you have any investigations coming up this upcoming year that you're scheduled? No.
Have the Borland House investigation January 25th. That's in Montgomery, New York. We're doing a bed and breakfast. All the rooms are sold out for that one, but we have investigation only tickets. Other than that, we're just getting into planning our 2025 season. So,
Oh.
see.
Well, keep me in your mind because me will try to get that. If you want to try to get the theater, I might be able to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
So maybe what's a good month for you guys? Do it like May or April or
Yeah, those are both
Yeah.
good.
Yep.
all
I think
right.
maybe we have a lot going on.
May's
'Cause,
busy at the holidays and
Well, there's Penhurst
Mhm.
and there's
Penhurst.
a couple other
Okay,
things.
yeah. Actually, May is the Paratalk convention that month, so I might probably go to that.
Yeah. Oh, the Parapsychon, yeah.
Yeah.
Coming up next.
So if I get to what we say the date was July 27th.
Yeah, July 20,
Okay, so
25,
what,
26, 27.
what about June? Everything going with June?
Yeah. I don't
We
think
don't
we
have
have too much.
anything yet, but it's just
Huh.
early. We haven't.
Just early. Well, I'll keep in mind.
Recovering from
Hey,
October,
it-
right?
it's
Yeah.
months away. I'll bring it up close to the time.
Yeah.
Super soon.
Yeah, we'll talk.
We always say, "Oh, we'll get something here, something there," and then the next thing you know, we have like every weekend booked. We're like, "Wait, how did this happen? I need a
Saying,
weekend
like,
off."
literally still recovering from
it's like
October,
what it's like I was going to record my show. I'm like, I think I'll take a week or a month off for December. And I had
Yeah.
like 10 emails, but I guess won't come one.
Right.
All
And
right,
then so
well, I
you
guess
don't get your time off.
I guess I'll book 10 more weeks now.
Exactly.
All
Instead
right,
of saying, "Oh, I'm taking off."
I was kind of busy. It keeps me out of trouble. It's a good thing.
It is.
Did I hear a horse?
Yes, my daughter's playing with her horse.
Ghost horse.
I couldn't hear. I thought I heard a horse.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
She's supposed to be being quiet.
I had voiceover already while having a podcast. While we had the guy on there a week of talking, and I hear Renee. I'm like, oh, it's a horsey.
It's disembodied.
Well, I'm starting to get a little hoarse right now, so we're at the.
Gonna need to go gurgle some salt water, warm salt water.
And
Yeah.
that, take it easy.
There
And a hot toddy and go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've scotch, so I can try that.
I pulled this out on the show earlier because for some reason this is still on the bottom shelf of my desk. from the episode when we were drinking.
Wow.
Oh no, why? I just realized like I have a bag with all this alcohol in it on my desk. So if anybody needs anything.
Well, as long as you don't have it, or you're all right. Yeah. I've heard about people who work at home who were tempted, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, girls.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you very, very much.
Definitely. It was my pleasure having you gals on. So,
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I'll be on next year or next.
Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully, after you get more investigations
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
Hey, we can come back after we investigate with you and we'll talk about it.
Oh,
There we go.
definitely.
That'd be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
Yep.
Well, till next time, happy haunting, everybody.
Night.
Good
Night.
night.